After enduring 6,092 years of soul-tearing agony to successfully complete the Star Tower inheritance, Luo Feng finally becomes its recognized master. The tower that even universe masters couldn't conquer, that the four pinnacle races couldn't forcefully take, now belongs to him. But here's the crazy part. He still can't actually use it. In Swallowed Star, we discover why owning the universe's strongest treasure doesn't automatically mean you can control it. The gap between recognition and activation reveals some shocking truths about power requirements and Luo Feng's current limitations. Remember, this is based on the novel, so some details might differ from the Donghua version. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Alright, let's dive into the story and see what happens. Okay? So let's break down what actually happened. Luo Feng successfully fused the crystal with his soul, which means the Star Tower recognizes him as its master. This is already an insane achievement. 2 previous candidates died trying, and the recognition process itself was tens of thousands of times harder than originally intended because of an unexpected transformation during the tower's creation. When the great being takes Luo Feng on a tour of the Star Tower, showing him the massive 9 light-year structure with its heavenly pillars, countless treasures, and sealed stars, Luo Feng can feel his connection to it. After the process was over, I could feel it, he explains. The sealed stars, I feel as though they are easy enough for me to just grab, easy for me to enter the many forbidden spaces. So he has basic access. He can navigate the tower, enter restricted areas, manipulate the sealed stars. These are abilities that made universe masters struggle and fail. Just this level of control is already incredible. But then comes the critical part. As for triggering the entire tower, I still feel like I'm facing an immovable mountain. That's the problem. Recognition and activation are completely different things. The Great Being explains it directly, and this is where we understand the true scale. The Star Tower has limitless power, he tells Luo Feng. You are still so weak. How can you trigger it? Notice the comparison he makes. To even trigger the Force Armor, Luo Feng's other treasure, requires body strength 100 million times that of a Sector Lord level. Normally, only Undying level warriors can reach that threshold. The Force Armor is already an incredible treasure suitable for Universe Masters to use. But the Star Tower, it's hundreds of times stronger than the Force Armor. Let that sink in. If the Force Armor needs 100 million times Sector Lord strength, and the Star Tower is hundreds of times more powerful, we're talking about requirements that are absolutely astronomical. The Great Being himself says triggering it is incredibly hard, and using it perfectly is very difficult. Here's the kicker. When Luo Feng can finally use even the smallest amount of the Star Tower's strength, it would be extremely easy for him to squash Night-level warriors. Not fight them, not defeat them, squash them, like they're insects. But right now, you are still weak, the Great Being says bluntly. So why exactly can't he use it? Let me break down the hidden reasons. First reason, body strength requirements. Luo Feng is currently a Sector Lord. Even though he has the golden horned beast body with its pinnacle bloodline genetics, even though he's trained in the first volume of the 9-volume manual that triples human body strength, he's nowhere near the threshold needed. The Great Being mentions that when Luo Feng breaks through to Undying, he'll definitely become Emperor Invincible level, and will be even stronger than many invincible emperors out there. Only after training in more volumes of the 9-volume manual, becoming akin to a special life form, will he be able to use the Force Armor. If that's the requirement for the weaker treasure, the Star Tower needs even more. Second reason, soul strength and consciousness amplification. Luo Feng currently has over 32 times soul amplitude, which is already impressive for his level. His willpower and consciousness are exceptionally strong after surviving the 6,000-plus year inheritance. Many Undyings don't compare to his willpower. But the Star Tower is designed specifically for those with overwhelmingly powerful souls. It's meant to be controlled by consciousness and willpower at levels that even most Universe Masters would struggle to achieve. Luo Feng's soul is strong for a Sector Lord, but it's still fundamentally at Sector Lord level in terms of raw capacity. Third reason, the unexpected transformation. This is actually the most interesting hidden reason. The Great Being himself admits that during the Star Tower's creation, a special change occurred that was out of my control. Think about what that means. The being who can rewrite reality in his vicinity, who makes universal laws bend to his will, who created treasures that universe masters fight over. Even he couldn't control what happened to the Star Tower during its formation. Even I couldn't understand it, he confesses. This was the wonder of the universe. That unexpected transformation made the Star Tower far more powerful than intended, which is why it became the strongest treasure among all 4 treasures prepared for his disciples. But it also made both recognition and activation astronomically harder. The Great Being doesn't fully know the Star Tower's limits because the transformation took it beyond his original design. So Luo Feng is trying to use a treasure that even its creator doesn't completely understand. The activation requirements are a mystery because they were never supposed to be this high in the first place. 4th reason, genetic energy and world energy consumption. Even if Luo Feng somehow met the minimum requirements to trigger the Star Tower, consider the energy needed to actually operate it. The tower is 9 light-years tall. It contains countless heavenly pillars, each one ranging from light seconds to over a light-year in length. It has endless treasures integrated into its structure and thousands of sealed stars constantly revolving through complex patterns. This isn't like swinging a sword where you just channel some world energy through it. Activating the Star Tower means powering an entire universe-scale mechanism. The genetic energy and world energy requirements would drain even an undying completely, let alone a sector lord. 5th reason, comprehension of the structure. During the tour, Luo Feng sees the incredibly complex law engravings covering the heavenly pillars, piercing through countless treasures and sealed stars. These engravings exceed even the beast god statue in complexity. Just understanding how the Star Tower functions would take massive amounts of time. It's like giving someone the keys to the most advanced spaceship ever built and expecting them to pilot it immediately. Sure, you own it, but do you know which controls do what? Do you understand the systems? Can you read the instruments? Luo Feng has access, but mastery requires comprehension that will take potentially millions of years to achieve. 6th reason, the design philosophy. Here's something subtle but important. The Star Tower was specifically created for the leader of the Earth race, and Earth humans were designed with exceptional consciousness and willpower as their core trait. The Great Being says it directly. Your body is strong now. When you reach undying, your soul side will truly shine. This Star Tower is something that is incredibly suited for you. The tower is meant to be used by someone who has walked the Earth human path to its peak. Someone who has trained through all 9 volumes, developed their consciousness and willpower to ultimate levels, and become something approaching a special life form. Luo Feng is at the very beginning of that journey. He's like a student who just enrolled in the academy trying to use equipment designed for the headmaster. Notice what the Great Being does after explaining all this. He doesn't seem worried. He doesn't regret giving such a powerful treasure to someone who can't use it. Why? Because the resources are the foundation. I only hope that one of you 3 will actually catch up to me, the Great Being says with a laugh. That would be the legend of the universe, both teacher and students, ultimate warriors. He's playing the long game. He's given Luo Feng tools that will remain useful even at the absolute peak of power. Most treasures become obsolete as you grow stronger. The Star Tower will still be relevant when Luo Feng becomes a universe master, if he makes it that far. The current inability to use it isn't a problem. It's motivation. It's a goalpost showing exactly how far Luo Feng still needs to grow. And here's the smart part of the Great Being's teaching philosophy. A true warrior cannot be taught. Everything relies on yourself. Every universe master comes from their own created techniques and growth. By giving Luo Feng a treasure he can't use yet, the Great Being forces him to grow into it naturally. There's no shortcut, no secret technique to unlock it early. Luo Feng must genuinely become strong enough through his own effort. The journey of becoming capable of using the Star Tower is the journey of becoming an ultimate warrior, so that's why Luo Feng can't control the Star Tower despite conquering it. The recognition process was about proving his potential and willpower. The actual usage requires him to develop body strength hundreds of millions of times beyond his current level, soul capacity far beyond even most undyings, comprehension of impossible complexity and genetic energy reserves that can power a 9 light-year structure. Here's something to think about. When Luo Feng finally can trigger even the smallest amount of the Star Tower's power, he'll be able to squash knights effortlessly. How powerful do you think he'll be when he masters its full strength? That's genuinely terrifying to imagine. Now, do you think giving Luo Feng an unusable treasure was the right move? Or should the great being have given him something more practical for his current level? What would you have done in his position? Drop your theories in the comments. If this breakdown helped you understand the gap between ownership and mastery, and why the Star Tower's requirements are so extreme, hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth Donghua analysis. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode breakdown. Also, let me know in the comments which swallowed star concept you'd like me to explain next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.